What is going on, fellas, and welcome back to the Director of Football Journeyman with me, FoggyPlays on FM21. Today we're going to be looking at the January transfer window, roundup, see what players we brought in and who we've gotten rid of. And we're taking on Bayer Leverkusen in the second part of this episode. So that'll be an interesting time to see how we've progressed from the last time we played Bayer. But if you do go on to enjoy the video, make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. It does fantastic things. YouTube loves interactions on videos, and I sure as hell love a little sprinkle of comments. That'd be nice. If we could get 15 likes in this video, I would be super happy. Seventh in the league at the moment because of results that have happened today. Borussia Mönchengladbach winning their game has pushed them ahead. Now that we're more than halfway through the season, we'll have a quick look and see how everyone else in the league is getting on. Is there any surprise teams doing the business, or is there some surprise teams not doing so well? I would say Mainz is probably a surprise, sitting in fourth. Wouldn't expect that. Bayer being down in seventh is probably disappointing. Well, it's very disappointing for them. Same with Leipzig, sitting in eighth. That's not ideal. Hoffenheim are having a decent season, sitting in 10th. Cologne, they've been pretty decent for the last couple of years. Hanover made a massive jump since the start of the season. Augsburg, who are now managed by Gareth Southgate, 18th, 7 points after 21 games. That's not ideal. But transfers, what have we done? So we have 3 players who've signed pre-contracts with us from faraway lands. We have William Fajardo, a Colombian centre-back coming from Envigado. Looks a decent player. Definitely has a lot of growing, but he's a mercenary, and I like a mercenary, so I'm happy with that. We have Diego Britos from Penarol, who's coming in. He is a left back who's fickle, but he looks like he has decent potential as well. Like, he's got decent ability, I mean. Nothing stands out, really. He's got a lot of aggression, pretty determined, good teamwork. Other than that, kind of a bang average player, but he is only 18 years old. And then from Deportivo Cali, we have William Echeverra, who is a left winger. Yeah, definitely, he's definitely a winger. A lot of agility, pretty good pace. He can dribble. Other than that, a couple of 15s. Not the worst player I've ever seen. No, not much in the way of aggression. I do like aggressive players, but that's not what we're here to look at. We're here to look at the players that have actually come in and actually left. So we spent 400 million so far this year. Pretty sure we can't make any more signings for cash money, but we have sold some players. Some of them I probably wouldn't have sold. Some of them that we did sell, I would have sold for more. But like Ronald Pop, or Guatemalan right back, has left for Bayer Leverkusen, which is so disappointing. He was first choice right back, so that's not great. Lewis Smith had an offer from Manchester United. It was rejected, which I was like, this is fine. And then he came to me and he was like, I want to leave, which was very disappointing. 18 games in the league, 14 goals, 25 and 19 in all competitions for us. He's gone to Man United. He's actually played a game. So congratulations. You've actually managed to play some football. Did not expect that to happen. A couple of players were sent out on loan. Dominic Perensen went to Bayern Munich for 38 million, and that was disappointing. You might notice Christian Tobar down the bottom here. He's gone to Porto on loan. He went to Porto on loan earlier this year. The director of football recalled him because he wasn't getting enough first team football, and then sent him back to Porto after he played a game for us. He played 5 games and scored once in the league for us, or in all competitions for us this year. He only played 1 game before he left. He's played games with us, and then he was sent back out on loan to Porto. But he's actually playing games, so that's fine, I guess. He's played a lot of 1 games for different clubs. But we've been so busy. All these players arrived in January. Some of them arrived on deadline day. 2 players left us on deadline day. But we've had this guy, Tony Gatarik, who is a Bosnian international striker. Look at those attributes. He's a realist, left only, wonder kid who was playing in Croatia. Yeah, playing for Osijek in Croatia. Not had like the best season this year, but he's been pretty decent. He's been okay. He's been fine. Bosnian slash Croatian. He's pretty decent. Scored a couple of goals for us, which is nice. Andreas Garcia. Don't need to worry about him too much. He's in the B team or the under 19s. Just a random right winger that was signed. We signed Nicolas Garcia, who is an attacking midfielder from Bolivia, who has Italian. No, he just grew up in Italy. But he's come from Austria, where he was having an absolute worldie of a season. 15 appearances, 12 goals. It's pretty good for LASK. And then the season before, like he used to play for Juventus, came through Always Ready in Bolivia. The dude looks pretty decent, so I can't really complain about him. I think he's quite a good addition to the team. We also signed Lamine Diallo, don't really care about him. Bojan Djuric, who was brought in from Bayern Munich for 21 million, wasn't it? Yeah, 21 million. It's fine. He's been playing as a midfielder since he arrived. Can also play as a striker. Not really much of a striker, but he's a wonder kid. I think he's Serbian as well, yeah. So like, he could play for the Serbian national team. Never really got a chance at Bayern Munich. He's had a couple of games for us already. He's been quite good, so I'm not going to complain. He's just a nice addition to the team. Matthias, not a player that we care too much about, but when Roland Pop left, our director of football went in for Pablo Bengotexa, who is a right back who was a part of my Spanish team. I think I gave him his international debut. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I gave him his debut. Yeah, I think that was our first game. But yeah, I know for a fact he's a good player. He was looking for a new club, Bilbao. I think he wanted to get into to play in the Champions League. The director of football went 84 million, and they went, okay. So we signed him. Interestingly, there was a bidding war for this guy in Norway. Was it Ragnar? Yeah, Ragnar Shu, who had Chelsea, Man United, Napoli, Juventus, Hertha, Bayern, PSG, and Monaco, I think it was, all trying to sign him. And he joined us, and I'm not really sure what to do with him because we signed a right back like a week before who's going to be our first choice. So this guy, he didn't make it into our Champions League team either for the next round. He's going to be disappointed. The fact now we have 3 right backs that all reckon they should be starting, it's going to make life a little more difficult for us. The next couple of players were signed. Actually, everyone else that got signed is just like for under 19s and B team fodder, really. It's just random players that got thrown in, but it brought the total up to 400 million. As you can see, the most we've spent in any season since the series began. Obviously, I've only been here this season. Allegri came along and said that I was destroying Borussia Dortmund because I was going too far from what was the norm for Borussia Dortmund. You know, he's just being a little whiny bitch. But since you were here last, we've beaten Wolfsburg 3-0. Salvador Tomas and Lewis Smith scored. I think that was not long before he left the club. We drew then with Borussia Mönchengladbach, which was a very, very disappointing game. I did think we were better than that. Sainz just had a very, very poor game, which really we could have done without. I think that was Dominic Parenson's last game. It would be actually, because that was the last game before the end of the deadline. But as you can see, some players made their debuts and played relatively well. In the game against Werder Bremen, we absolutely demolished them. Werder Bremen were terrible. Salvador Thomas got 4. Gatarik scored his first goal for the club. Nicolas Garcia scored his first goal for the club. And Rogelio scored in the first minute. It was fantastic. Mamma Mia did have some offers from Italy, and he rejected contracts, but then said he wanted to leave. And I was like, what do you want me to do about it? And then against Carluche in the third round of the Pokal, we won 3-1. Fabian Volkert scored an absolute hilarious own goal. But, you know, it's just one of those things. Regelio did score a brace in this game, and Gatarik scored one as well. I think this was the pick of the goals. From all the goals you haven't seen for any of the games that we played, I think this is the one that I enjoyed the most. This is the one. So Volkart puts it forward. Regelio just chips the keeper with a back heel. If it was me, that would go down as goal of the season. That was beautiful. But we're taking on Bear today, and we're going to find out who we're playing in the Pokal quarterfinal. This is the furthest we've made it in this series in the Pokal. So hopefully we can go on and win it. Because, like I said, we've not done an awful lot in the Pokal since we moved to Germany. Bear we really struggled. Teams have made through Hoffenheim, Bayern Munich, Heidenheim knocked out Frankfurt, Werder knocked out Borussia Mönchengladbach, Leipzig went through against Mainz, Stuttgart went through against Freiburg, and Hertha beat Hanover. So that's pretty much everything that's happened. We still have money in the bank, still have 125 million. So, you know, it's not been a terrible time. But we're going to take on Bayer Leverkusen in this match. By the looks of it, they haven't made that many changes. Lemon is fully fit to start this game. Although Regelio had a good game last... No, we're starting with Lemon up front. So we've Sainz starting in goal. I want him as a sweeper keeper on support. Bengo Texa as our right back, with Del Hay as our left back. Volkart and Mamma Mia in central defence. Bellingham and Kranz as our central midfield, with Gatarik, Garcia and Thomas behind Lemon. We do have some injuries and suspensions for today's game. Of course we do. Eric Garcia picked up a suspension, so he's going to miss this game. Vincent Vandenberg is out for another 2 weeks with a twisted ankle, which he picked up on the day before deadline day in training. And Wembang Omo picked up an injury against Rostock in the Borussia Dortmund 2 win at the start of the month. He's coming out for another 3 weeks. He's only played a couple of games for us, but he's pretty decent, I have to say. I'm not overly fussed about him coming in and maybe making some appearances this month, because he is now our backup left back since we've lost Mecca. Since Mecca went out on loan, we've brought him in. The Uzbek right back also, when he came back from the Asian Cup, I think he was at, with Uzbekistan, he went out on loan to Brazil. Not an important thing to talk about, but Milinkovic at right back, he has come out in the press and said that he wants to beat us today. Fairly obviously, you know, why wouldn't he? He's playing for his team. We chucked him out the window as fast as we physically could, because why not? But we're going to go hard on him because he's an ex-player of mine and I want to demolish him. But then again, all these players are ex-players of mine. Every one of these players. Quevedo came in just after we left, but all these players played for me at some point last season. Is there anyone on the bench? Yeah, and Durkee's made it to the bench. Favre Berthier, Roland Pop doesn't even get on. So the only player in the entire matchday squad is Juan Diaz. Is the only player that I didn't manage during my time at Bayer Leverkusen. I've left behind quite the squad, even though I didn't technically build it myself. I was there. And there's two of the best left backs in the division playing in this game today, Glenn Coops and Del Hay. So that's I've managed two of the best left backs in the world of football at the moment, anyway. At this current moment, Bear do seem to be on top in this game. Oh, what a tackle by, was that Lemon? Milinkovic goes all the way back to Quevedo. Almost has Lemon close him down. Bojangles. We're a little bit on the back foot here. Oh, what? Sainz, what are you doing? You're to see it from the other angle. It looked like Signs jumped for the ball and just completely missed it. Like, I know Bojangles, he dove for it and just never got there. Now we're going to demand more. Because even though this team is good, it should not be good enough to beat us. We've had 5 shots, 1 on target. This is pretty much the same lineup and everything that I used to use during my time at Bear. So the Zenit manager just came in and went, well, it worked for the last manager. Lemon, what are you doing? Volkart? Oh, Bojangles is true. We know Bojangles can score, and Bojangles does score. Okay, we're going to skip that. I found part of my beard in my mouth. It looked like someone did a diving header, and it went in the opposite direction to where they were aiming. Gatarik with the corner gets headed away. Sekovic gets as far as Kranz. Gatarik finds Del Hay. Garcia. Nicholas Garcia with his second of the season. We have gone back to the 4-2-3-1 because of the fact that we've signed Garcia. I want to give him a chance, see if he can actually be a footballer, because he can only really do attacking midfield. I might throw him in at central midfield occasionally, but he's not exceptional at it. Abdullah, yeah, did not expect him to score that goal there, because he's not one that I would consider much of a goal scorer. Kulikov, Signs. Not covering yourself in glory today hereby. Having an absolute mare of a day. I'm going to thrash my arms and say I'm far from pleased, which I am. I'm surprised Mamma Mia has not been the one at fault for any of their goals so far, because I would have thought that he would have been the one that would have... He's the one that would have concerned me the most when it came to playing today, because he's not a centre-back I normally would play. If given the choice, I wouldn't start him. Although, to be fair, when I joined the club, I was very excited to have a Bangladesh international playing for me. That was sketchy by the Bear defence, but we've managed to keep a hold of it, or get it back, I suppose. Milenkovic gets it forward, Bojangles picks it up, and he's just dinked his way past 2 men. Oh, Benexity. No, Bengo Texa. Alright, we're going to have to make a change, because this is not working. Gatarik can go up front. Lemon's going to play on the wing. See if Gatarik can do something up front, because he's been a little bit quiet today on the wing. Then again, Lemon's been just quiet all around, really. Bojangles with his second of the game. It's not going well, lads. It is not going well. Yeah, make that change, please. Pop has come on to make his debut for Bayer Leverkusen. We didn't actually sign any Bayer Leverkusen players. I think we stole some staff away from them, but we didn't sign any of their players. But to be fair, their best players really are like not as good as our players, which is frustrating because we're losing this game. Salvador Tomas has not showed up for today's game. And Quevedo manages to make the save. I'm going to break them again. This is just not good enough. Like, I'm very unhappy with how it's going so far. We're tactical change. 4-2-4. We're going to put Regelio up front. Yeah. Our centre backs are doing horrendously. Lemon's coming off for Chukwueze. We leave it at that. If we do pick up an injury, don't want to go down to 10 men. I started Lemon today because he is considered our best striker. Oh my We paid 95 million for signs. 95 million for a goalkeeper who does this. This is like Real Madrid all over again. Yeah. Whatever. I can't really make the players be any more attacking than they already are. So just all out attack. Just see what happens. Signs, you're absolutely useless today. Stop working the ball into the box. There is no point. We need to score 3 goals rather swiftly. I can't believe we're going to lose a game against Bayer Leverkusen of all the clubs. Like, ball card, come on. Jude Bellingham whips it across behind all of our players. Rogelio wins it back to Delhay. Kranz. I really wish Leeds came in and bought Kranz. Rogelio. I should have started with Rogelio. I'm furious with myself that I didn't start Rogelio. A last second decision to put Lemon in, and it was not the correct one. Rogelio gets the ball past Quevedo. Pop is having an absolute dream debut against us. Come on, even if we just score 2 more. Let's just 2 more. 2 more goals? No. I am far from happy with that result. That was absolutely horrendous. That's our second defeat in the league when we could have. I'm fine. It's fine. I'm fine. I can't make that game. So the next episode will be Spurs, I think. There should be the Champions League is coming up soon. We'll do the second leg and then either Stuttgart or Carluche, depending on how we're doing. Maybe we just do both legs at Spurs. Although we've lost the game now. So yeah, it'll be Spurs and then Stuttgart or Carluche. Maybe we just do Spurs and then the youth intake. Ooh, Spurs and youth intake. Depending if the youth, I suppose we won't know if the youth intake is any good. We do youth intake and Spurs. That's what we're going to do in the next episode. So if you have enjoyed this one, please do make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Please let me know what I did wrong, apart from not starting the guy who was in form. That was probably the big mistake, actually. Yeah, not playing the guy who's been scoring goals and putting a guy in who hasn't scored for a while. Yeah, quite clever. Yeah. Thank you very much for watching, fellas. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.